What's up, y'all? How's everyone doing today? It's your boy, Mission Mike. Oh, we got our coffee, we got our lo-fi, and we have got a special topic that we're going to be discussing today. Or should I say, a special someone, Andrew Tate. And we're going to be discussing, is he helpful or is he harmful? Biblical or satanic? So stay tuned. We're going to keep it under 10 minutes as usual. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for joining. My name is Mission Mike. I'm the worst Christian to ever have lived throughout all of history. Worst missionary of all time. However, even though I may be the worst, I have done ministry and mission work for the last several years. I've been studying scripture for several years, read through the Bible 7, 8, I don't even know how many times, except just so much hands-on experience that I'm going to be sharing some views and some things I've learned and tricks along the way from all that experience. And, right now, we got our coffee, we got our lo-fi. Let's just do this, y'all. Let's have some fun, huh? Me and you, fun little conversation. So here we go. In under 10 minutes, is Andrew Tate helpful or harmful, biblical or satanic? Okay, I'm going to share just 5 quick little points on this to help illustrate where I drew the conclusion of overall helpful or harmful. And so first off, if you're not familiar, he's this very loud, outgoing, flamboyant, let me turn this down a pinch, just kind of over the top alpha male. And he's probably a hero to the next generation of young males coming up. He's who they're aspiring to be, a role model of like how to be alpha in a world that's really attacking alpha males. Okay. And I mean, I am a fan of that. In all honesty, I'm not going to lie. All I'm doing is just neutrally describing as to whether it's overall helpful or harmful for Christians to be consuming this content. Okay. So here we go. Less than 10 minutes. Here we go. Point number 1. Okay. Helpful or harmful. A tree will be judged by its fruit. Does it sound like the fruit of his life is overall helpful or harmful to model our own after or the path that we're on? And, after seeing like a few videos, a few clips, a lot of the points he's making are just outstanding. I mean, he's teaching people how to become successful, how to overcome the world, how to do a lot of things that are taught in scripture. But like the only thing I just have been missing and I have not seen in any of his videos is any real commitment to like a lifelong marriage with the love of his life. Like the only thing I'm missing in that I'm hearing from him is love, which I don't think there's anything more precious than, according to scripture, that's like the most important element of all. It even says faith, hope, and love, the greatest of these is love, so it's like, I don't know the guy, obviously, but I just got a gut feeling if I asked him, like, who do you love? Is there somebody you love so much you would die for them? And I just don't see that anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all, I'm broke. I ain't got no money. I'm not freaking rich whatsoever. But my favorite thing on earth to spend what little money I have on is my wife. There is nothing in the world. There's no possession. There's no experience. There's tons of things that I love, y'all. Like tons of things that I love. But they all leave me feeling like empty and unsatisfied. To me, when you're able to give to the people that you love and care about and provide for them, especially as a man, as a husband, some of you guys out there, you could be on your 3rd, 4th kid, some of you ladies out there probably completely resonating. It's the people that you love and your family is, to me, what makes success worth it. Does that make sense? So if you accumulate a yacht and have mansions and homes and cars, all that, it's all great and everything, but if you don't have somebody to share it with, it all just kind of feels in vain. Abraham from scripture was super wealthy, super successful, had everything, but even said to God, he's like, what good is this if I don't have a son to pass it on to? Now, he may have fathered some children out there, but that's still not the same as a family unit. So far, the fruit to me overall is coming up short, right? It's just not quite there. Okay, number 2, is this who you want to be? To me, I'm not saying, I don't know what his future is going to be, and I'm not going to say it, but this looks to me like someone who's going to end up being that guy that when he's old is pimping out a bunch of young women. Like he's got money, he's got the big house, he's got everything he could want. He's got a bunch of young girls, he's, et cetera. But like, have you ever seen that guy at like just out and about? You know what I'm saying? And like that, hey, what's up? You know what I'm talking about? I'm not saying that's going to be who he is, and that's his future. But I am saying the path that he's on, that's where it looks like it's going. You know what I'm saying? Is he's just going to end up being that old guy who has almost everything you could want, but we have everything, but you really have nothing. if that makes sense. And so I just personally, I feel a lot of young guys, if they fall in his footsteps, are going to end up being surrounded by a bunch of women, but not having anyone to grow old with, if that makes sense. And the other thing, if you're not married, I'm just trying to make this point. You may be in a relationship experiencing this. Maybe you're divorced and you've experienced this, but when you have someone that you're in love with, you have the ability to take that love deeper and deeper. And it can get to the point where I could tell my wife I love her, but it really falls short. It's like so past words at this point. And that's beautiful to me. And I wouldn't trade all the money in the world for that, which I think that's kind of the boat he's in. He's saying trade that for all the money in the world, if that makes sense. All right. Third point. His life represents playing pure defense to me. He's accumulating everything in a wall and a shield and a hedge of protection and joy and pleasure around himself. But y'all, if you're single out there, if you're in a relationship, either way, I'm gonna share something with you that you got to accept, especially to the single people out there. You have to risk hurting yourself in order to fall in love. You have to gamble that. You have to gamble just pain, failure, loss, rejection, a variety of very, very scary, the worst things you could experience in your life. You got to gamble. You have to take that risk. You may get your heart broken in the pursuit of love, but if you're not willing to, you're not going to achieve it. So to me, I hear a guy who's like trying to succeed, but only at the things that can't hurt you as much as giving your heart to someone. So does that make sense? So, and props to him for all of his success and that he's willing to pass that on and share it. But like at the end of the day, it's just like, a lot of offense, but he's playing defense in the most important category. All right, number 4, is it helpful or harmful? My opinion, if you're reading scripture overall, I think he's helpful. I think most Christians would trash on me. They would say, you shouldn't listen to that. It's poison. It's satanic. It's whatever. But at the end of the day, y'all, okay, hold on. Come here. Look, I got to talk to you for a second. Y'all, read the Bible 4 chapters a day. That's all you got to do. If you read the Bible 4 times a day, you will be able to part truth from lie. You'll be able to distinguish helpful from harmful. So, just overall, I think there's more helpful content from him than harmful. But if you are going to watch him, you need to be reading scripture like crazy so that you can part the good from the bad. Does that make sense? Because this leads kind of into point 5. We cannot only get knowledge from Christians. You can't box yourself in. You're going to box your life in. Okay? That's like saying you're only going to shop at Christian grocery stores and restaurants. Y'all, if you were doing that, the only place you could ever get food from is Chick-fil-A. Period. Nowhere else. You couldn't go to a single grocery store. They're all liberal. Every single one of them. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to train a sport, what if you're into jiu-jitsu and the world champion is not Christian and you had the opportunity to train with him for free? You're going to reject that because of his beliefs? No, you're supposed to go into the world and be a missionary unto it, right? Well, there's going to be people out there that can help you on your Christian journey that may not be Christian. People who have been mentors to me or trained me, for example, in MMA, some of them are flat out atheist or agnostic, and I still feel like they've been older brothers to me. So don't be afraid to collect knowledge from the world, but make sure the foundation of all of your beliefs and your knowledge is scripture. If you're spending plenty of time in scripture, you'll be fine. Hope this helps you guys. Overall, we're voting that we'll say he's overall helpful, but is it who you want to be? Nah, probably not. But there's still some good takeaways. Just make sure you're putting it all through a biblical lens, especially you young men, before you treat everything he says as gospel. Read the gospel so you know what is gospel and what isn't. And there's a link below where you guys can buy me a coffee if this was helpful, and a link below if you want where you can buy you a coffee at milkandmiel.coffee. Milk and miel, M-I-E-L, Spanish word for coffee. You can order the finest coffee this world has ever seen or tasted, and they don't roast it till you place your order. But again, you guys, I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. I'm praying that you guys succeed in every way possible. And, if you're out there trying to consume content to better your life, more power to you. I think that's wise. There's a whole section of the Bible called Proverbs all about wisdom. So more power to you for seeking wisdom. Just make sure you got your biblical compass and lens ready to go. Okay. So love you guys. God bless. We will talk to y'all soon.